It was a moment no one in the Senate chamber could have predicted, a clash so explosive that it left the air crackling with tension and disbelief. The room, usually dominated by calm procedure and carefully measured words, turned into a battlefield of raw emotion when Senator John Kennedy, known for his sharp wit and unapologetic bluntness, fired off a shocking remark at Senator Elizabeth Warren. "Shut up, idiot." What followed wasn't just a verbal sparring match, it was a full-blown storm that revealed the deep divides, human frustrations, and emotional intensity simmering beneath Washington's polished surface. The confrontation began during a heated discussion over an economic relief package aimed at supporting struggling families. Warren, passionate and unwavering as always, pressed her point with fiery determination, arguing that the proposed plan favored corporations over working Americans. Kennedy, seated across from her, appeared visibly irritated. He interjected several times, his southern drawl tinged with impatience. Warren's voice grew louder, not out of disrespect, but desperation. She had spent years fighting for the underdog, and this was another hill she refused to die quietly on. But in politics, passion can look like chaos to those who don't share it. As the two senators sparred, words grew sharper, and the chamber, usually ruled by decorum, trembled on the edge of disorder. Then came Kennedy's breaking point. Slamming his pen on the table, he muttered, "For God's sake, just shut up, idiot." The words sliced through the air like a blade. A stunned silence followed, a silence that seemed to stretch for hours. Even the aides stopped typing. Cameras caught the flash of shock in Warren's eyes. Warren's initial reaction was pure disbelief. She stared at Kennedy as though she were seeing not a colleague, but a reflection of everything wrong with political discourse. Then came the anger, the kind of righteous anger that comes from years of being dismissed, interrupted, and underestimated. She stood tall, her voice trembling not with fear, but with conviction. "You don't get to silence me," she said, her tone echoing through the chamber. "You don't get to call me names just because you can't handle the truth." The chamber erupted. Gasps, murmurs, even a few uneasy chuckles. Reporters in the gallery scrambled for their phones. What had started as a policy debate had turned into one of the most emotionally charged moments in recent Senate history. Some lawmakers sided with Kennedy, claiming Warren had been too aggressive. Others defended Warren, arguing that Kennedy's insult crossed every line of respect and professionalism. Behind the scenes, both senators faced their own struggles. Warren reportedly retreated to her office, shaken but resolute, confiding in her aides that she would not apologize for speaking truth to arrogance. Kennedy, meanwhile, was said to have regretted his outburst almost immediately, aware that the viral storm brewing online could define him for weeks to come. Yet neither could undo the damage, and both knew it. Within hours, the clip went viral. Millions watched as Warren, her voice firm and unflinching, declared that no woman or man should ever be silenced for standing up for what's right. Across social media, people rallied behind her words. Hashtags like #StandWithWarren and #RespectInPolitics trended worldwide. But Kennedy, too, found supporters who praised him for telling it like it is, framing the moment as proof of Washington's growing frustration with endless political grandstanding. The next day, both senators appeared before the press. Warren spoke first, her voice calm but resolute. "I may get passionate, I may raise my voice, but I will never stop fighting for the people who sent me here," she said. "And if that makes me an idiot in some people's eyes, then so be it." Her words drew applause from both sides of the aisle, a rare moment of shared humanity in a city often divided by ego and ideology. When Kennedy finally stepped up to the podium, he surprised everyone. "I said something I shouldn't have," he admitted, his trademark drawl softer than usual. "Senator Warren and I don't agree on much, but she's tough, and she believes in what she's fighting for. I respect that, even when it drives me crazy." It wasn't an apology in the traditional sense, but it was a moment of humility, a reminder that even in the halls of power, people can stumble, clash, and still find common ground. By the week's end, the debate that had started in chaos had sparked a larger conversation, not about economic policy, but about respect, passion, and the human side of politics. It reminded the nation that behind every title and party label are people who care deeply, who get frustrated, who make mistakes, and who must find a way forward together. In the end, neither Warren nor Kennedy won the exchange. But perhaps, in some strange way, the American people did, because for a fleeting moment, the world saw their leaders not as polished politicians, but as real, imperfect humans. And that glimpse of honesty might just be the most powerful thing of all. Message: in politics, as in life, anger can divide, but courage, humility, and the willingness to listen can begin to heal. And sometimes, the loudest voices aren't the ones shouting insults, but the ones that refuse to stay silent in the face of them.